On gang. Let's go.
Give me a plate, I bet I'ma flip that. I'm in the hood, ride around with a six-pack. I got a Glock with a beam, if I catch op, he gon' scream. I got them Zoes on my team, Jim made 600 off stream, Jim made 600 off stream.
And we throwing that bit to the trap.
Let's go. I don't need cap or no beat, on blood, you pay.
Yo, man, what's good? It's your boy J Banner here with another epi from Kush and Coffee Podcast. Today we got Thrita in the building.
Hello, how are you doing?
She's an author of a book called You Matter.
Yes, sir.
And she also is a fitness trainer, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
you're
I
also
am.
a part owner of a fitness gym?
No.
Okay.
No. I teach classes
Okay.
at the gym, G
Oh,
Fit.
okay.
But no. The owner, his name is G. He's really great. And there's two other folks that work there. Actually, three. Shambria, shout out Kelly and Sarah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Mhm.
That's awesome. How long you been doing that?
I've been doing personal training. That's newer for me. But I've been working with them for the past couple months, and they're really great. So I've been learning a lot from them. But yeah, so that's my world for the most part. Yeah.
So the book, You Matter.
Yes.
So my wife kind of like went through your Instagram.
Okay.
It wasn't me. So
It's
just
okay.
but she was like, man, she looks really cool. Maybe she's like I said. She's before we were talking.
Right.
She's a sucker for corniness, you know. So she might have
a
scrolled.
cornball.
she might have scrolled through your videos a couple times and started cracking up and just got a little more deeper in your profile. And then she said you're an author about a book called You Matter.
Yes. So first of all, thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. But so I wrote this book in 2020, and I feel like so much was going on. We had COVID. We had, what's going on with our jobs, what's going on with our lives. People are overworked, they're tired, they're scared. And then we have George Floyd. And along with so much going on at the time, and we were hurting, and we were cooped up in the house.
Yeah.
So all that together, when I saw the video of George Floyd, I was sobbing. Like so many people across the world, like it was painful to see that. And, I was like, I can't get mad. What you have the right to do. You hurt how you hurt. And I was mad. And so I said, but I decided to channel my anger to something that was tangible for me and my experiences. And so I created You Matter for children of color because I wanted them to see themselves in a positive light. They deserve that.
Yeah,
We deserve that, So I was like, what should I do? And I love to write. I have already written another children's book, which I still am going to publish. But, I put that to the side because I was just like, let me take this time to write something that is for now. I felt like the other things my other project, it's appropriate. It's always going to be appropriate. But I feel like that was needed then. And so I'm around a lot of kids. I love kids. I was like, you know what? Our babies deserve to see better. And I created this project. So, yeah.
How's the feedback been for it?
Oh, my God, positive. I have yet to hear anything negative. I have people buy it for the baby shower. I'm like, the baby not even here yet, I've gotten people just, that are older that's wanted in their homes. I know someone that has it in their nursery.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just I worked with a couple of schools and things like that. So yeah, positive feedback. And my favorite comment, I was telling you this earlier, is when kids come up to me and say, "This kid looks like me," and they're smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have something in their hand, and then they see me and they're like, "Oh my goodness, like you're Black." And then they see my illustrator that I work with. Shout out to Marguerite. She's so great. She's a Black woman.
Yeah.
So not only is this book about me and for me, but the people that wrote it look like me. So I can do this too.
Yeah. Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, author? And I was just telling you earlier, only 4.6% of authors are Black. So, I'm part of that really small minority of people, and I'm honored. So yeah, and I don't take that lightly.
Yeah.
So, and I want kids to come up to me and say, "Hey, I want to be an author. How do I do that?" And then I went through that process. To me, it wasn't necessarily a complex process, But sometimes it can just be overwhelming to think about what's next or
Yeah.
how do I even start, that you don't even do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Well, that's good that you started and you finished it.
yeah.
So
yeah.
growing up, did you like have to deal with anything like as far as like feeling like you didn't matter?
Yeah, a lot. So I'm from Detroit, very black city. And I'm not
Born and raised?
born and raised.
When
So
did you move here?
I moved here in 2014. I went here to DePaul, actually.
I grew up in Toledo, Ohio.
Which is like y'all, sorry y'all couldn't make it to the Detroit, the Michigan side, but we know we honor y'all.
Yeah,
No, I'm
so
joking.
I was originally born in Berlin, Germany, and then my dad moved back here in the service, and then I was here. Then we moved to Florida, then back here, and I went to high school for Toledo, Ohio.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How so? Okay, now let me ask you this: how was that? How did you feel like in terms of like making friends and adjustment when you did doing all that movement?
So I made friends down in Orlando, Florida,
Mm-hmm.
because I was down there, I believe, from kindergarten to fourth grade, if I can remember.
Okay.
Then fourth grade, I came back up here and was in Harrison, fourth grade to fifth grade. And then seventh grade, I finished, or I left in the middle of the season, I believe, and then I finished in Ohio. And I finished 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. And I dropped out when I was about to finish.
Wow.
I had 2 less credits.
Oh wow.
I didn't have enough credits, and I didn't want to do the work. I was like, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? But look at me now.
Period. And it's funny you say that, because I kind of like also going back to like
Going back to you, I'm sorry. I don't want to backtrack and lose where we're at. As far as you
fine.
dealing with things going up as the You Matter book.
yes, no, that's perfect. So what I was gonna say was
Oh,
no.
I'm sorry.
No, I had you. I was like, I know, I derailed. I'm coming back. I got you. But no, I really didn't feel like I mattered, because like I said, I grew up in a very black city, and but I also went to private schools, and so my first, early elementary experience, I went to a pretty diverse Montessori, but it was ran by a woman named Miss Child. She was so funny, black woman, black husband, and there were Jehovah's Witnesses, and it was just like a different experience. So I had a very like pretty black experience, and I lived in Detroit, and then I went from that to this very white private school that was predominantly Jewish, and so it was very much. It was a great experience. I went to a lot of bar mitzvahs. It was really cool. Don't get me wrong. I had great experiences, but I also experienced a lot of, microaggressions and I, like I was saying earlier as well, I had a kid come up to me and ask me what a black baby sound like. What? Now when I think about those words, and at the time I'm laughing, oh, what do you, just not knowing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but then I go back home and I'm in Detroit. My friends go to school down the street, and I'm white and I'm really skinny too. I was really skinny.
Yeah.
Thank God for growing up. But I was like really skinny. I had a little skinny neck, big teeth. It was like, girl, what's going on? And yeah, so because of that, I didn't fit in either of these environments. So I felt ugly. And my mom's a beautiful woman. She's a very strong woman. Like, Morgan, love yourself. My mom's very, she's very, I'm named after my mother. She's very like girl power, strong, strength. Let's go. And, and you're in those qualities you should have, because you are a woman. You're powerful.
100%.
But at the same time, I was also seeing things around me that contradicted that. But that's another story. But I said to then say, I didn't feel comfortable in my skin.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to fit in these environments that I'm not enough. Either quote unquote too white, too black, and then I'm lighter complected. So it's just, unfortunately, in my culture, black culture, there's a lot of stuff that come with that. But if anything, I'm like, dang girl, you got an attitude with me before you even know me, and I'm actually the nicest person. I'll give you girl, what you need, I got whatever you need, I got you. No questions asked. But people wanted me to be the monster. So on top of not feeling comfortable in my skin, I'm getting bullied here, I'm getting teased here, talking about me, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So then it created this strong insecurity. So then I'm all the way, so then the boys, and then just life.
Yeah.
And then I get lost, and then I come to Chicago. And I'm like, go to college. And I'm like trying to
This
find.
is after high school?
Yes, after high school.
Who
And
did you move here with?
myself.
Yourself?
Yeah, myself. I moved here by myself at
Your
17.
mom's still in Detroit?
Yeah. I worked like my first, before I came to Chicago, I became a waitress at this. If you know Detroit, we got Coney Islands. Coney Islands are the best. Like, so when people think Coney Island, they think like the hot dog, but it's like an actual, like, it's kind of like a diner. I would say like a.
It's like a Waffle House in Atlanta?
It
like
turns
a
in
franchise?
popularity,
Yeah.
but it's more like a Griddle 24, but like a cheap Griddle 24. You know Griddle 24?
Yeah.
So very like diner, but it's like you get everything. The food's good. It's cheap. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
The food's okay. The food's cheap, and it's just good. Like, so anyway, we love Coney Island. So yeah, so I was just kind of trying to figure out who I was. I'm all over the place, and then I come to this big city. So I'm by myself. I'm paying my way through school. I did all, usually typically when you do go to college and stuff, your parents help you do all, my parents ain't help me with none of that. So I did, and which is fine. I mean, that happens. I'm not saying I'm the only one and what was me. I'm just saying my situation, like, I handled everything by myself. I was coming to Chicago.
Yeah.
You wasn't telling me I wasn't coming. You were not telling me I wasn't coming. Because I know, like, I was a little wild in high school, so I think my parents were like, I don't mind. So I think that I had a lot to prove to myself and those around me. And when I had the opportunity, because I always wanted to come to Chicago. Most of my family is from Chicago. My immediate family is from Detroit.
Yeah.
So I was always here. So I always knew I'm going to be in Chicago. I just always felt a calling to come to Chicago. It's just,
For real?
yes. And I'm very spiritual. I believe now that I'm older and I'm looking back, I'm like, I was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be in Chicago. And it's really made me, because Detroit, I used to really be mad that I was from Detroit, but I felt like that tied into my disdain for like myself. And I felt like I couldn't look at that in Detroit. I felt like it reminded me of who I was trying to no longer be.
Yeah.
Because that person was really sad. That person was really insecure. That person did not have any self-worth. That person was hurting.
Yeah. And
I didn't know how to contain. Like, when you meet me, I'm happy. Hi, how you doing? Jokes. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But inside, I'm a really deep person. And so I just felt like this whirlwind of just, who am I? But so then I start seeking out men and seeking validation through men. But when you don't know who you are, that's not going to help.
Yeah.
Because then you find yourself through them. And then when you start to disappoint them because you're trying to be them, because you didn't really bring anything, you didn't have any, there was no expectation for yourself. So you're just there. You know what I'm saying? So when you start to no longer be able to keep up what you think they want, and you start to be yourself, because you really weren't necessarily yourself in the jump.
Yeah.
Because who are you really? It falls apart. Like, now I know who I am. And I'm still young.
Yeah.
I'm only 25. We 26 in December. Hey. Wow. Okay. Anyway. But anyway, I feel like now more so than before. I'm not playing that.
Yeah.
Go sit down. I'm not. A lot of stuff I tolerate and dealt with because I feel like it molded me to where I'm at, right? But at the same time, too, there was just a lot of just extra bumps that it didn't need to happen, So, and also, it's just like, who got time for that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my journey to Chicago. I love Chicago. Yeah.
So when you came here, what were you doing in Chicago when you first got here? That's for work.
So I always found, I would really be working on campus at first.
Yeah.
And then, when I was at home, I would work. DePaul has long breaks, so I'll be working for the holidays, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, all day tonight. And then it was a 24-hour diner, so I'll try to get as many hours I can get during the all day. I wasn't playing, so that's really what I did. So I'll do that, and I'll save my money, and then I'll go to school and spend that money. And then I started babysitting. And then so that goes back to the children's book, just being around kids, being loving kids and just cultivating those relationships at that time. So, and having that exposure. So yeah, so anyway, just making that connection. But yeah, so that's what my first job was, and then I've had some odd jobs though. I'll tell you that I've had some odd jobs. I'm like, what the hell? But
when did you start realizing that you really had to find yourself? Going through that transition from Detroit to Chicago. Like what was it that made you, and how did you deal with that? Did you like open up with that, just so like females can know that's listening? Like as far as like dealing with those emotions. And
so let me make sure I understand your question. So you're asking, when did I figure out like it was time to like really go within
and look at yourself, and then start loving yourself first?
Fitness. I met someone who became a friend, because I had gained all this weight. I had broke up with this guy, dyed my hair red. But a year before that, I broke up with my 3.5-year relationship. I was just going back. It was just like, girl, sit down.
Yeah.
But when you don't love yourself, you don't have words, you don't know how to be by yourself, because you can't deal with your emotions. You distract yourself with everything else around you.
Yeah.
So I'm all over this place or whatever. And so fitness taught me form, slow down, structure. And I learned that through him, and I appreciate him. So yeah, he was a great friend. He really helped me get to that point. But it was also in that experience that I learned when to let go. And it was a triggering point for me, and I decided to go do my own thing. And yeah, so
was it because you were just stuck in like a relationship type deal, or to let go? You just had to
I guess we could say it was like just the overall business relationship, friendship, just having to let that all go. But I learned a lot through him, but it was time to go be on my own. So this summer, I really this is the first time in my life I'm getting my second master's in nursing. Shout out to nurses, because nursing is no joke. Nursing is no joke. But it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be in this experience. But anyway, but yeah. So yeah, I was like, what was I saying? Oh God, I think I lost my train of thought.
About the accident, like the relationship you had going on.
No. I remember I was gonna say, thank you. I was gonna say that it was through that dynamic, and then this summer I was not working. I did not work. So normally I just tell you, like I always work in the summer, 2-3 jobs. Like whether I have a little like side baby nanny gig, I'm gonna have a job, But this, with me being in nursing school, I can't really work. So I've been like, just living off the school life, and yeah, it's just been, sorry, I just got so distracted. Sorry, this is really, it's like, wow, I need a second. It's like that, the wing show.
Yeah.
Just take a second.
Is it a little overwhelming for you?
Just need a second. No, but okay, I remember now. Yeah, so I wasn't working. It's the first time in my life I have not worked, so I was able to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
And so the timing of me departing and doing my own thing and exploring fitness on my own with no help or assistance really taught me a lot about my strength, my boundaries, my expectations, my standards, and being patient. And I'm not a patient person. Yeah. I'm like, let's move, let's go. Like, I'm very impatient. My attention span goes from one place, as you saw 3 times in this conversation. Like, I lost where I was at, So it's just who I am. But anyway, I say that all to then say, it was that moment. So actually, more recently, that I had, this year, I really realized that I have to love myself first before anybody can really enter my world. Or it's going to enter my, because you bring in people that people mirror you.
Yeah.
So if you're not in a good place, you're gonna. And thank God I have a gracious God. And I say that sometimes he throws people in your life even when you're not there yet to help you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, because some of us are more hard-headed than others. I am one. Yeah. So because of that, but overall, you keep, why I keep getting these same, but what, so let's try something different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, maybe we need to go sit down. What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? So I started, like, I grew up in church. I grew up in non-denominational, Baptist. I went to Catholic school. Sometimes my mom, being a single parent, had a lot of different, not a little different households, but, I had different people watch me growing up.
Yeah.
And these were women of faith, but, some were Catholic. So I've been to all types of churches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I say this, and now that I say I know everything about the Bible and I know about this, it's not that, but I feel like, I've always in vacation Bible school, all those things. And I just feel like even when I got to college, I was still exploring going to church. Used people to say like, oh, right, I'm still going to church. I'm still trying to, but eventually I was like, nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. So when COVID, even me writing my book, that was a risk. I just threw it on the table. I started meditating and like just trying something different, and like my crystals and my own bowl, because I was always taught that's witchcraft, and there is, I believe in negative energy and bad energy 100%. For real. People, that's real. That's real.
Me too.
Do not play with that, and that's why you can't have people like you pulling cards. They don't know what they do. No, they don't. You have to go eat this. No. And I have my friend, shout out to Melissa. She's really like, that's God's angel. Like, she's really, really touched and really blessed. So anyway, that's my girl. That's who I talk with. But anyway, I say that all to then say, meditating and trying something different. And that's when I actually started seeing changes and really just, talking to myself and being real with myself and just wanting something and just really wanting something different. I feel like that's why when people say like, oh, you can't want somebody to go to rehab or change or something like that if they don't want it for themselves.
Yeah.
It's just like that you have. So I feel like for this, like God was like, you got to go through spiritual rehab, sis, because you are hurting and you're going to keep getting the same results. And I see you want to do better. So I got you. So yeah, so I started to try something different, and I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I feel like, and I'm not saying I mastered it all. I still have a lot more work to do. But for the most part, like, I'm seeing so much positive change in my life and so many blessings come into my life because I'm willing to just to accept who I am, what I was, and where I'm going to go. And I'm hungry for it, and nobody's going to stop me. So, yeah.
So do you have plans on, like, writing, like, any novels or short stories or?
That's so exciting. Oh my God. I have thought about that. Like, I really have. That was actually before I wrote my other book. But like, I don't know. I just have so much ideas. Like, I feel like there's so much I want to do. And I don't ever want to I feel like sometimes people confuse people with like all these ideas as all over the place. I don't feel like that. I just feel like sometimes they're not in the right space.
In that right time.
Or the right time for those, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, just let it be. When they come across, just let them be sometimes. Now, sometimes you be like, babe, I don't know how you feel. I'm going to get a Billy tomorrow. Girl, you got $20 in your account. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Manifest. Yeah. But at the same time, too, like, also be practical. And you have to still work. And that's another thing I think sometimes, as hard working as I was, I felt like I always still try to find a shortcut because I had so much going on in my life.
Yeah.
I wanted to find that shortcut. But there's no shortcuts in life. I don't care what nobody says. There's no shortcuts. And like I said, God will always bless you, but there's no shortcuts.
No.
But yeah.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I got 5 kids over here. I know. Shout out to my wife, though.
Oh, yes. Oh, goodness, yes. Yeah. But, hey. No.
No, you're good.
But no, overall, I just,
How do you love Chicago?
Oh, yeah. That's a great question. Okay, so I think I, like, really went hard on, like, I love Chicago, like, 5 minutes ago. But yeah, I feel like Chicago is beautiful. Now this is how I feel about Chicago though. This is my con, my thorn, the weather, and it really does bother me. And I feel like
what, the cold?
The cold, and I feel like Chicago It's so beautiful, and it's like even the winter is beautiful. Don't get me wrong; it's just so darn cold, and I feel like, and it's so depressing. It's so depressing.
Why? I love the winter.
I have heard too many people say that. Baby, I want to give me a beach. Take me somewhere. Take me somewhere.
Nah.
I don't want to do it. I'm not. And I like I said, I grew up in Detroit. I grew up in cold weather all of my life. I just feel like I really am a butterfly. My favorite animal are two, like, insect and then animal. Yeah. Butterflies and dolphins. Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins. And I said, I'm serious. People sleep on dolphins. Who could get a shark?
Could what?
Get a shark.
Get a shark or kill a shark?
Well, yeah, I didn't want to be violent, but,
right.
get there. Yeah, keep it PG,
Yeah, all right. My bad.
Sound bites. Told you earlier. He goes like, he said he killed a shark and a dolphin.
Speaking of sound bites, you ever heard of deep fake?
Is that the dude that, who?
Okay, deep fake. It's a technology. It's
That's the AI rapper?
No, it's the AI. Well, it's actually the technology that Kendrick Lamar used in that video when he was representing as like Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh no, I don't know.
He was like 5 different faces. He was Nipsey Hussle.
Oh.
Okay, you see how he did that? So there's this technology called deepfake, and it's basically a AI program that can digitally put your face on my face, simultaneously move everything featured, my eyes, everything to look exactly like you, like I'm you, like there's 2 of you sitting here. That's the capability of the technology now. That's
scary, but cool. I think you're weird if you don't. I think it's weird if you don't think it's cool, because I just think it's weird if you don't think it's cool.
What?
I think if somebody doesn't think it's like, I don't think if they don't think it's
cool. That's like
cool,
super
it's
dangerous,
weird.
though. Don't you think?
No. Going back.
That's like the Matrix.
Going back. That's weird. That's why I said that's weird. I think it's cool, like the capabilities of technology. I think it's fascinating. But I don't think, like, AI really scares me, like, in terms of, I'm not trying to be like, I feel like if you go back to like the 60s and we're talking about today, they'll be like, oh my gosh, like in 2022 it's gonna be and it really wasn't. Like, and it really not. Here we are, it was a movie about us, like doomsday, like a million times, and like wasn't 2012 or something.
Yeah,
here we are 10 years later. So I just feel like, oh god. Okay, anyway, but I'm just saying that all to then say I don't want to be ignorant about it.
Yeah,
but I feel like we as humans are so negligent with this earth. I feel like we're so negligent with what God has given us. 100%. And I feel like and I'm not trying to be like this hippie free child, but we are like everything, maybe because I am in science too, like the body and how cells work, and like just understanding how like mechanisms move. What makes this ecosystem any different? Yeah. And we're poisoning it, and we're just, it's like the Lorax. It's really like the Lorax. Like Dr. Seuss really, like I heard some things about him, none of my business, but all I'm gonna say is like, like who are you? You're that arrogant.
Yeah.
You're that arrogant that you think that you are above what we are created from, and we don't even fully necessarily understand it all. Mm-hmm. And you think you are that. It's so pompous to me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna act like I'm so like, you're good. Oh my gosh, like I'm not saying I'm perfect. Yeah. But at the same time too, I did go to a school that really emphasized like compost bins and da 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 da. So I did, I was really exposed as a child, and I think that really had made an impact on me. But also understanding science and the earth and the world. I was like scientists, we have to do all these things to prove that is correct. Yeah. And then we have to have people come and make sure that that's correct. And then we have somebody else come and make sure. Like, you can't just say arms grow from thumbs. Okay. Prove it. Show it to me. Let me know. Let me know how that goes. And you need to get 3 million people in your state. Like, it's a lot. Yeah. And I just feel like, and you guys who don't, not you, but those that don't understand that have the nerve to say that we're wrong. But all the other things that we've proven thus far don't get me wrong. Like, some things are like, okay, that's not true. But at the end of the day, I just feel like it's arrogant and it hurts me that we are hurting this planet. Yeah.
Yeah, did you ever hear in Colorado or by the Grand Canyon, there's a tribe, I don't know what Indian tribe it is, but there's a place where between the rivers split and their tribe and their beliefs, they believe that that's where the holy place is, like at the beginning of life for that tribe. You know what I'm saying? That's their religion, that's their belief. So people want to go down there and make a tourist attraction on that area. It's like where two rivers split, and they want to go down there, and it says it's for everybody to enjoy. That's what one of the. That's like crazy, right?
No, like it makes me almost want to cry because it's painful. It's like it's when you would put like, okay, they used to have like human zoos and they would put like slaves or you know for me it's like the whole overall the concept. I'm not the whole idea of putting a human on display like that. Is it Black Mirror? Black and Mirror?
Yeah.
Mirrors are black. Okay, yeah.
Black Mirror? Black Mirror?
Yeah, like they had some that episode. I think it's called like Something Bunny. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But
Black Mirror.
yeah. But that episode specifically with the bunny and they were watching this girl and it was just crazy. But I just say to then say like that's inhumane. It's inhumane. It's inhumane. It's inhumane. It's inhumane. Like just leave them people alone.
This is crazy.
You're always trying to help somebody.
This just happens right in front of everybody, and it's just like they can do whatever they want.
The Crusaders, you killing people because you said the guy said. Oh my God! It okay. I could just so much I could say about it. I'm just okay. Anyway, y'all, I just feel as if we as humans really have to check ourselves, but then we have to see who's in power and. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And I just pray that I live the day that, I could live the day, actually, because I just hope I could live the day because the way these people acting. But God bless them all. And
What's your plans? What are you studying now? You say you going back to school right now?
Oh, this is really...
Refreshing?
Yes, but it was so perfect. It was just like, this is a great concept. I love it. But yeah, what was I about to say? What'd you ask me? I'm sorry.
You're good. I fucking forgot.
Oh no. Oh, school.
Yeah, school.
I had to come back. I already embarrassed myself a couple times. Come back, girl. Yeah, no, I'm getting my second master's. So I was originally gonna go to dental school. But it just wasn't for your girl. It just wasn't. God, shout out to the dentists out there. You guys really dentists are amazing. I love my teeth. And yeah, but it was not for me. But I switched to nursing. So my first master's is in biomedical science, but it was really as a buffer into dental school. The current degree was okay, I'm going into my profession, so. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm grateful for this experience. I'm at Rush University. Excellent program.
What do you do there?
I'm in the nursing program, so I'm getting my master's in science and nursing.
Are you going for an RN?
Yeah. So yep.
When you be done with that?
Summer 2024.
So what made you want to be a nurse?
So when I already knew I didn't want to be a dentist. I knew I didn't want to be a dentist.
Wait, where's this coming from? Nobody asked you about to be a dentist. Who wanted to be a dentist?
Oh, you didn't hear what I said?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I was high.
I know. It's just, hey, it happens, brother. It happens.
You're good.
Basically,
want to be a dentist?
Yeah, but, oh, no. So, before I was going to go to nursing, I was going to go to dental school. So that was the initial intent. So that's why I said
okay,
this.
so then you didn't want to go to do dentist.
No.
Why not?
Right. That's actually a great question. To be honest with you, I just didn't feel it in my soul. I never did. When you really want to do something, no matter what, no matter how hard it is, no matter what, you're going to push, you're going to do it because you're going to get there.
Yeah.
I did not have no motivation to do it. I did not care that much. I didn't care. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a music.
It's
hall
giving
here.
squirrel. I'm like squirrel. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I did not have any passion to do it. And then I started working in a dental office for 2.5 years. And I love Dr. Watson. Shout out to Dr. Watson. She's great. She's an excellent mentor. I just felt like it didn't make me happy. It didn't make me happy. And I felt like I was disappointing her because I felt like she invested a lot of time and energy into our relationship and us and preparing me for that opportunity. But I just couldn't bring myself to work like that. And I mean, it's a grind to be a dentist. That's a business.
Yeah.
That's a business. That's a business. You are running a business. And I just felt like
Too much pressure?
it felt very mundane. It was very like, okay, root canal today. Okay, this, and it was also very unpredictable. If y'all last procedure, even though y'all might close, if it's taking you 2 hours, it's gonna take you 2 hours. You might be leaving at 7 today. So I was working a lot of hours, and I was burnt out. I just was like, I don't want to deal with none of this.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with none of it. So I'm cool. Lead us over there. So it could just be the burnout of it all because I was a dentist for 2.5 years. She trained. I had like qualifications for what's it called? I cleaned teeth, things like that. So I was like, I did well, and she was great, but it was just no. So that's how that happened. So then I'm like, okay, well, what's next?
Yeah.
Right. So. So I'm thinking about what's next, and I'm scared because I don't know. And then I'm like, how am I gonna tell my family I don't want to be a dentist? How am I gonna tell the dentist I don't want to be a dentist? How are we gonna go about this? I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And so I like quit working there, and I at this point wrapping up my my other masters that I already had, which was, like I said, a buffer for dental school. So what's next? So I'm like, how can I use my degree, this new degree? And I'm looking at stuff, and it was just nothing was tickling my fancy. And it was just like, this is not going to work. And then I started being a waitress again. Oh, no. I feel like, and I wasn't, like, turning my nose up to, because I had worked several waitress jobs to pay through school each summer for 3 years in a row, from 17 to 20, whatever. Yeah, I was a waitress, so I'm not here to knock on it, but leaving it and coming back to it in the setting that I was in. Yeah. No, I was like, I have 2 degrees, like internally. Yeah. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? You
sound like Kanye West's album. You got 2 degrees.
When I tell you,
I got my degrees. Don't worry, I'll be fine because I got my degree.
And it's like, you're high on your high horse, but what is really, you're in debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and thankfully, like, I was pretty good with my stuff, but overall, I still got debt. And I'm like, and I'm out here, like, my loan's gonna get this way. Like, what's really happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deferment over? What we gonna do? So yeah, overall, I was really overwhelmed. So then I started waitressing again. Then I'm like, I'm gonna be a bottle girl. I'm gonna make real money. Oh my God. It could have been like the worst case scenario for bottle girl service opportunity. It was like, I was like, this is not professional at all. It was cool. People, don't get me wrong. They were fun, but like a lot of girls were younger than me. They're like, I'm like, you're 17, girl. How'd you get up in here? Like, I'm like, this is not legal. Let me get up. These men are grown. You're 18, girl. Like, and I was like, I'm the granny. Like, I'm 24. I'm like, like, I smoke cigarettes. Like, hey, I'm 24. And I'm not old, but compared to these girls, it was just like, okay. So I decided to, So with that all being said, as unfortunate as it was, as very unfortunate as it was, I'm sorry. I really had a reflection right there. I was like, whoa, yeah, leave that at the door, sis. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. So then I started nannying again. And so this is not funny. But it's not funny. Uh-oh. But these kids, they were like, I don't talk about kids, but like these kids were like not your status quo kids. And like, they they were wealthier, you know.
Little spoiled ass little kids.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I've never dealt with this in my life. Like normally parents, they love me. They love how I roll because I'm fun, but I'm still strict. You know, I'm not your friend, but we can be cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, you know, but I'm like, you know, I'm still playing with them or whatever. And I'm always real with kids. I talk to kids like.
By the way, she's not nannying no more. No, I'm just.
You said, well, I'm not. Oh no, not now. No, but kids always, you know, just rock with me. So this family in particular, they were just very they micromanaged me. Like I just felt like I was always being watched. And then like the kids would, and I'd be like, so when I deal with kids, get up off that floor, please. Yeah. Come on, get up. Or I'd be like, you look a mess, get up.
Like and he like sobbing and crying.
Like, I'd be like,
on the floor?
no, but like if no, not if they're crying. Just like if they're just being like, just not listening. But you know, but no, if a kid like hurt or something like that, I'm like, no, like I'm really nurturing. But I'm just talking about you're being a stinker. Stop being a stinker and get up. You know, stuff like that. But then I had to be like, Ryan. I'm not, boy, and he's screaming and tussing because he didn't get his way, or he dropped an M&M. It was just I've never dealt with stuff like that, and I don't do crybaby. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that. And but all the kids I've always watched, I've never had a problem. So all this, so this is the funny part. So one day I had a road rage incident, and the lady, I was confused, like what was happening, and I got out the car, the lady sucker punched me. And I'm like, she had like, it was a lot going on. And she had like 9 kids in the car. The kids get out, the kids start kicking me. I swear to God, it was like, baby, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I was like, this is not real. But when she had sucker punched me, she like had hit my eyebrow and I'm bleeding. It was a mess. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It was just so much. It was so much. So I had told the family that this happened. And they're like, oh, so I was like, hey, like my face is a little swollen. I don't want to scare the kids. Yeah. You know, I'm going to take off tomorrow if you don't mind. Like, yeah, you can also take off Friday too. And they sent me and they were very frugal people, even though they were just really weird. And so they like gave me the whole week worth of money, even though I was going to be there. So I remember, and they're like, oh yeah, just relax. So I want to say like the next day or something, like, hey, like, you know, when you get here on Monday, let's talk. I said, these people finna fire me. These people about to fire me. I've never been fired in my life. I was like, these people about to fire me. So I told my friends, this is how we get to nursing school. So I called my friend, I said, girl, they're about to fire me. And, you know, I've been thinking about nursing school, and I'll tell you the deeper part about it, but just give it. But yeah, I think, if they fire me, I think I'm just going to apply to nursing school today. That's going to be my sign. Yeah. She said, girl, you're tripping. Okay. We get there. They were like, hey, we want to let you know that. And they look at each other. I swear to God, they look at each other and they go, we want to let you know, we just don't want. And they kind of got quiet. And I'm like, well, just say what you got to say. Just say what you got to say. And I was like, I said, so basically, it to take them forever to basically say, like,
you're fired.
We don't need you.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. And they were like, oh yeah. So they were scared of my reaction. They didn't know what I was gonna do. And they see that I'm chilling, and they're like confused. They look at each other really confused. And I'm like, yeah, no, like it's cool because I'm gonna just use my degree. And I left out. But I caught the dad saying, if the boys had been with you, but he didn't realize he had said that. And I think he felt that like I'll put his kids in danger or something like that. But it was like, what? Like it was like an isolated incident. The lady pulled. It had nothing to do with me. It was like I was really attacked. Like, what are you talking about? But it was just kind of like anyway, it was just a weird situation, and there was no sympathy. I've never dealt with that in my life, and they had lied. They had told me that they never had a nanny before in that conversation, and they weren't comfortable with the nanny. But they had told me when they hired me, the other nanny had to leave, and that's why they had hired me. Yeah. So it was just like, y'all weird. I had to go. But
how'd you get them? Like a referral? Shit.
I think I used them on a website, which was another strike. I'm never doing it again. I do referrals. I get referral parents. They really I have a great network of parents that come to my events, that get my books, that love me with their children, and I love their children. And I feel like, and I'm I don't know. I just never dealt with that. I don't ever deal with that again. And God didn't want me there. So I'm out. So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, so anyway, I applied to nursing school. But how I even got on the nursing course was, I really was thinking about, I wanted to open up a medical spa, and I was like, how can I open up a medical spa? Like, what would that look like? Blah blah blah. And so I said, let me look into nursing, and I started doing my little research. I have one of my close friends. She hi Shannon. She is getting her doctorate at University of Michigan in nursing. So like I started asking her questions and doing my research, and I felt like nursing fit me well. I like to advocate for people, and I like to stand up for people. And you as a nurse, you're advocating for patient autonomy. Like you're the voice of the patient. Yeah. Because the doctors are in and out, and the nurses really know.
You're the one taking care of them all day.
Literally, and then I'm paying attention. You have to assess somebody.
and the doctor comes in for 10 minutes. Oh yeah, maybe
your arm's gonna fall off. Bye. You're like, what? Like, or they say you got diabetes, and they don't explain. Really, sometimes it's just health literacy is so real, and that's not the conversation. But our country, like, people really not understanding what things mean, or terms, or really just take the time to do research on how to eat better, or just whatever. People just don't do that, and we have such poor health literacy sometimes in a lot of areas in our country. Unfortunately, in mainly low socioeconomic minority communities. Going back to, go ahead.
No, going back to what?
My book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it's just these resources, these things are just, they're either not there, they're limited, they're not properly distributed, they're not properly explained. Yeah. So it's just like, it's very disappointing. It's disappointing. But anyway, so I felt like between my social justice hat, my want to help somebody, me want to feel like I'm smart, all that together. I was like, okay. And I also too, like, I'm a young woman, and I eventually want to have a family, things like that. I want something that I can mold to fit my lifestyle wherever I'm at within that lifestyle. That's why you see nurses that have been nurses for 80 years, because
30 years.
Because they shifted when needed. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, sometimes you have people that work all the time in the hospital all day. I ain't doing all that. That's fine. Thank you God. But I'm just saying. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, as we touched on financial education, didn't we, or no?
Yes, we did. We talked about that earlier. Yep.
So to get it back to that, like, what are you doing financially, like, that you learned over the years that, like, you were never taught, and you realize, like, holy shit, like, the whole time, as far as, like, any real estate, stock market investment, shit like that, to help build wealth, not to be rich, but to learn to build wealth. And I don't know if you know anything that can be information, informal to young listeners or a young woman listening. Yeah.
Credit. And I say that, like, so seriously, because my mom and I actually had this conversation last week, because my mom was like, I said, Mom, like, she was talking about credit. She said, like, just, I don't know how we ended up. Anyway, I was like, yeah, Mom, you never really talked to me about that. That's one thing I say. She didn't even want me to get a credit card when I got 18. She was like, don't get a credit card. I had got credit cards, and what'd she say? Oh, and I ran them up.
Financial ignorance.
Right. And just not understanding, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and for me, she kept saying it. So I'm very stubborn. You gonna tell me no, I'm gonna say yes. And so, because she was telling me yes indirectly, I did get one, but instead of me messing up, I was like, I'm gonna pay. Every time I spent $1, I had $1. Every time I had I had to prove a point. I was like, I'm not gonna let these run over. I can't. Yeah. Because then she's gonna be, I told you, so I could not hear that. And that's where I started at. And I know, don't get me wrong, I had my moments, like, things have happened, like I told you last year when I was trying to be a bottle girl, money got a little tight, got a little funny. It was a lot going on. But like I said, lost. But now I'm found. Cause whoa. So yeah, I would say credit, and I feel like, cause credit, you can have all the money in the world, but you either need to have a friend with great credit and you can get that money to them, or you are out of luck,
Yeah.
really, because they're still going to check your credit. You can say, I have $10,000 down on this house. Okay, we're going to check your. They're still going to check your credit for some reason.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're still going to check it. Well, sometimes they don't, But I'm just saying, for most things in this world, you need a card. So like I said, there are options around that sometimes, but for the most part,
I just learned about this shit probably like when I was like, I'm 38 now, so when I was like 34, 35, and I always bought cash cards just to get the back and forth to work because I wasn't really big on, looking nice or anything like that, or looking in a fly ass car, and always like a car note, the liability.
Yeah.
The liability that you got to worry about that car note if you lose your job. You got to worry about rent still. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are scared to chase their dreams or invest and take chances because they're the security blanket of him having that secure job instead of pulling the hours to work for themselves,
Yeah. I'm really hot. I'm sorry.
I'm good.
Like, what?
And also, I see you're like a social media
Oh,
comedian. What's
I'm
up
so
with that?
funny. No, I'm joking.
What is that about? What's going on with that? You got like a group of friends that you just do a bunch of videos with?
Oh, okay, no. So I just always like to do I feel like I'm not good taking pictures. Like I feel like I'm not my pictures always come out weird. But I feel like I'm really good emotion talking. I'm very animated.
Yeah.
So I feel like people get, even when I say something or do something with the intent of whatever I'm trying to do, I'll do something else and people are laughing about. And it was just so absent-minded. So I just think that it's better to capture me when I'm in person or on camera. So anyway, I feel like my humor and who I am is just best displayed in that form.
Yeah.
And so I try to make people laugh. I love laughing. That's important for me. If my dude was not funny, then I don't know. But yeah. I've had one though. I said this one guy, he was just he told me he didn't think I was funny. But I genuinely do not think he understood. I think something so I don't know what's going on there, but he was not the brightest booger in the bunch. And so he I just felt like I don't know. So yeah, humor to me is very important. I think that sometimes humor can really show somebody's intellect, which I think is so important.
100%.
And just who somebody is, So yeah. So yeah, that's what I do. Oh, but in terms of my friends and stuff, I was doing my own stuff, and then I met I knew Sticks for a minute, and we did some content together. That was really cool. Shout out to Sticks. And then
Sticks, get at me.
Yes. But yeah, no, I think that but then I started molding it to what I like to do, which is fitness. Yeah. And I think I'm funny. And so I met my cousin. I love my cousin. Hi, Harmony. That's my best friend. I love my other cousin Kayla.
That's my best friend.
That's my best friend. I love them so much. And Haley. I just love my friends. I love my family. I have really great people around me. I love my school friends. So yeah, I love everybody. But anyway,
so how fitness get into your life to structure? What were you gonna say?
I remember real ass thing for real. For real. Oh no, then Sydney. So that's how that happened. I started doing my own fitness stuff, and then I met Sydney, and then we did some stuff, and our stuff went viral. So yeah, that's my boy. Shout out to, I met him through my cousin. That's how my cousin came. So
Sticks?
No, Sydney.
Sydney.
He and I have content together too. So and we have fitness videos. So those ones went viral. So that was my first time seeing we went 150K. For me, that was a big deal because that was a big deal. That was a big deal for me.
That's pretty dope.
So I've never had that happen to me. I was but I know it's not a big deal in terms of people, people somehow have a random video. But I'm just grateful because I feel like I've been working really, really hard. And I'm really trying in all areas of my life. Remember, I said no shortcuts. And I know shortcuts. And I feel like Sydney worked really, really hard too. And we worked really hard together. So it's just I'm just grateful to experience. But fitness, what were you about to ask me about fitness?
I said, so how did that? You said fitness. You found fitness, and it kind of structured your life to understand. As far as that now, how are you? how long you been doing that transition as far as since you got introduced to fitness? Like how long you been training?
I would say about it now for in total, like that whole experience is a year. Like from the beginning, from me getting training to everything, to me doing my own training, it would be as of now about a year. It's been a very eventful year.
So when you're exercising and fitness, what are you thinking about?
I think about a lot of things. My brain is all over the place, but I just think that because sometimes it's for me getting down to my gym. I'll be like, dang. But once I'm in there, I'm really there all day. Like I love going to the gym actually. But I think about a little bit of everything. My mind, I might be thinking about my workout for tomorrow. But one thing I really, really used for a while to motivate me was I can't lose. I can't lose again. I kept saying, I can't lose. You can't lose again. I feel like I kept losing. And then, but I didn't say those words because I know manifest. So I kept saying, I'm a winner. You're that bitch. Excuse me. But, I kept saying that. I did. I was like, I am. And that really pushed me because I was like going back to me finding who I am. And I didn't have those standards before. I'd be like, and I just, I used to be so tiny, but it wasn't really, it was just tiny, like skin and bones. Yeah. Skin and bones. But if you skinny don't mean you healthy. I wasn't like not healthy, but I'm just like saying like, girl, go do some squats. And go do a push-up.
Go do some push-ups.
Like go, like you were a grown woman. Go do something. So I just feel like I wasn't giving up on myself anymore. I wasn't making excuses for myself anymore. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I still like struggle. I do procrastinate, but for the most part, I've made a lot of progress, and I'm not going to belittle that progress, and I'm not going to minimize that progress because, woo, girl was tripping. I'm like, girl, like, stand up. Like, stand up. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So, anyway, so that's how that happened.
So dealing with men, I always talk about men's mental health. Before we get out of here, we'll just bring up a subject about men's mental health.
Yes.
Do you ever talk to your man or boyfriend about his mindset or how's he doing, or like check in with him, ask him if he really needs anything?
So our relationship is newer.
Okay.
So I feel like it's so crazy. But I feel like with him, I can really talk about anything, though. And I think I've never felt that before. And I'm a type of person in all my relationships, I really be wanting to know how you feel.
Yeah.
Like, tell me how you feel. That's important. I always say, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it does matter. And I think, like, my thing was I always valued other people's opinions and feel they feel and things like that. I'm not saying I was perfect at it, but I really, typically I do. And I felt like I wasn't reciprocated. But I feel like I've always been consistent about, and I think it's very crucial. My best friend's also a therapist. So I think also to that, like that conversation, that dialogue that we have and we explore these conversations. Because I do believe that in arts and black, people of color, I can speak of my experience as a black woman. So in black culture, it's weak. It's, you're this, you're that, you're this. And it's really, so you're just stuck with these emotions. What do you do? And your friend died last week.
Yeah.
Your brother died yesterday. And then these are not always the situations. I'm just saying, but the trauma, people have trauma when they go to war. You don't think you don't think, and oh my gosh, R.I.P. Takeoff. That's really sad. And it really made me sad. Like,
and I'm not a fan of him, but it was just like so fucked up in the culture for that to even happen. That was just crazy as hell. I was actually had an interview with William Gates. He was actually a friend with him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like good friends with him, and he was on the podcast like the day after it happened. So it was like, and he told a story about him when they were in Vegas, but it was kind of crazy, man. Wow. Yeah, it was real sad to hear. Shout out Migos and everybody, the family.
Yeah, But it's just. But I use that. I had said that to then say like, Quavo's never gonna be the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine that on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Pop, they gone right in front of you, or not even front. They're just gone.
They were just there.
Or they went to your school. Like that's still. I don't know. Take off personally, but that hurt. I
Yeah.
feel I hurt.
The
for
culture.
That. It hurts. So anyway, I say that all to then say.
So here's something I want to speak on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So as far as like the people that Mr. Ye is talking about that runs the world, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the people that give such individuals like Takeoff, Lil Baby, give them these checks. Mm-hmm. And it's very, it's the culture though, but it was built ever since gangster rap was invented and money was invested into it and projected, which were owned by the people that run the world, ultimately making money off the culture and solidifying their pockets, but at the same time corrupting our youth and culture. Because even though as parents we might think of the songs to be ratchet for our kids to listen to, or because manifestation, like you said, frequencies, our kids are hearing this, right? And our kids, it starts with that. And if they see their mom over there twerking, and you got your daughter over here, 3-4 months, 3 years old, watching their moms, we are a fucking product of our environment.
I say that all the time. I do.
Yeah.
I believe that we are truly a product of our environment. My mom made sure I was not going to be a product of my environment.
Yeah.
But not everybody has that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But see, saying goes back to like your parents, my parents. They weren't taught that either. You know what I'm saying? They were taught to be the structural working family, stay at home mom, deal with everything they had to do. And then as you can see, the families, my families were like alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? So
Who you telling?
So you know what I'm saying?
Who
they
you
would go to work and drink the rest of the money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Goes down from my grandfather to his family. You know what I'm saying? So it came to a point where we would go to family parties and there'd always be an issue. So now I got kids to raise. So now it's like I seen this I read this book before. I don't want to go back down the same path, you know. So building that structure with my kids, and as far as like the music wise, getting back to the topic of that, and it goes to the sense of what Kanye said also, and on a podcast, I think it was Drink Champs, when he was like, the lyrics are always this, this. He said, I'm gonna fuck your bitch. I'm gonna kill this, the N-word, and he said, I guarantee you right now, if I go on Apple Music, and he said that you're going to find that within the third song. Because that's the first thing that they're going to push out to you, which is nothing positive, It's you got to think of the words, because spelling words, I believe in, the word spelling. That's why they call them spelling words, because they're spitting spells,
Yeah, no, that's why I don't even say like, oh, I'm dead, LOL. Like,
yeah.
I say
it's very powerful.
Yes,
your tongue is very powerful.
I ain't saying that. Yeah. And I remember I know I'm not.
Yeah.
And then don't get me wrong. Go ahead.
Even your thought process.
Yes.
Like it starts with that. Your conscious and subconscious.
Yes.
Like it's understanding what that really is, and it's the key to the world. And
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I be geeked. I'm like, tap me in. Sorry. No, I was gonna say, but that's why I think I always personally found peace in gospel music. And it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Church in general is not for everybody. But for me, there was always like this spiritual element in that soul that came out, especially with certain singers. I just always felt like a cleansing personally through that. Just the vibrate, so yeah, I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, but no. So I think I always felt this sense of peace in that. But don't get me wrong, I be pop at the club too.
Yeah.
But I think that I cleanse my space. I cleanse myself. I recharge. I reset. So I feel like I'm not saying I've completely filtered out, but I'm able to now better decipher between all of that. But a lot of us don't. A lot of us going out, drinking, turning up, which is cool. I'm not saying I don't do it.
It's just, it goes back to, it's what they want us to do. They want us to be consumers, not to be free thinkers.
No, it's one size fit all. And I think that's why this generation is so groundbreaking for just like life shattering for these unfortunate 60 plus, even 50. I mean, older folks. Because it's like, oh, the boy got pink hair. It's not a boy. You just be like, you know, it for me, like I said, it's not for me to judge. But I went to a very liberal school, so I'm just like, do that for her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that. I'm just saying, like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Like, you do that over there, I'm doing over here. So why do I care what you doing over there? You know, that's with anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Except unless it causes harm to like other people, you know, you can't be like, you know, like poking folks in the eyes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when we need to step in. But for the most part, people do what they need to do. Like, mind your business, you know. So unless it hurts yourself or society, that's that. I feel like that's the science to me. I'm always applying like different theories and philosophies, like different.
you're good.
But you know, like different harms and benefits in a sense. But in life, though, I just think there's always needs to be balance. Balance is important, and
so that's what those shells mean. Perfect balance.
That's so crazy. Yes, I love that. The balance, and that's another thing I learned this year. Balance,
yes.
And I think going to fitness kind of balance.
Yes.
You know. So I just think balance is so important. If you can't have, and I think going back to my very beginning, just doing all these different things all my life, I felt like there was never balance. I was just how do I balance it all? Like, how, you know? So I feel like you can do things, but you got to give them all equal time. And it might be less time per thing.
Or try to focus on one thing at a time.
You want to know what I have written on my mirror? One day at a time.
One day at a time.
One step at a time. No. It says day by day. Day by day too, because I get overwhelmed. I be like, I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. Woo! My brain, like, when I tell you, you felt that woo. When I tell you, you can't be like, oh my gosh, and then you just end up like not doing it because it's just so overwhelming. Where do I start? Like, when I tell you, I get so overwhelmed, but now I'm learning, and I'm not perfect at it. It has its days. It had better days than others, but overall, just taking it day by day, step by step, you know. So. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming on, for real.
This is such a blessing. Wow.
No problem.
Shout out to your wife. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, girl.
Gracie.
Thanks, Gracie, girl. I really appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, and thank you. Thank you so much.
Come by anytime. Let me know anything. I might need some fitness in a minute.
Oh, God, stop. Hey, but anyway, thank you.
No problem. We're going to get out of here.
Okie dokie, artichoke. Do we just take
With
it off?
Kodak Black. Yeah.
Oh.
We can take it out. Shout out to my girl, man. Thrita, coming through. Go look her up go ahead, give you your credentials.
Okay, guys. So, at Instagram, THREAD as in dog, A _ young, like a young baby, __. And same with my TikTok, but I'm just getting on TikTok. But anyway, bye, y'all.
Yo, appreciate you coming on. For real, it was a great conversation. We're all over the place, but it was all good. Good information. Go pick up her book, man, if you guys ain't checked it out yet. Look for it on Amazon, right? You can find it on Amazon.
Oh, yes. Like, duh. Like, that's why you came here, girl. Sorry. You Matters children's book on Amazon. And you can put my name in after because, you know, I'm a small author, so you got to put a little bit more specifics in the browser. But you can find me on there. And I also have an Instagram at You Matters Children's Book. Yeah, so thank you so much again. I appreciate you guys.
No problem. All right, man. This is your boy, Jay Bannon, for another epi for Kush and Coffee. Appreciate you coming on. It was much love.
They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you egging. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now, I gotta keep a ton of vision. They sending all my homies on a mission. And I ain't tryna miss out on these millions. I chucked about the red, Kodak Polaroid. I get in the girl I want, She want me to say the wanna be my baby. That money make me come and make me fornicate. On this shit, I need some toilet paper. Follow my player rules and we gon' be okay. On the real, I need a bitch who gon' cooperate. Like Kodak, they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now, I gotta keep a ton of vision. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. Look, Kodak, they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now, I gotta keep a ton of vision. They sending all my homies on a mission. And I ain't tryna miss out on these millions. I told you niggas I gon' be that fucking nigga. Everything be good until you doing better than them. They wanna see a nigga shot, see me in the system.